The wedding was perfect. Sunlight dancing across crystal glasses, violins humming softly in the background, and laughter rippling through the air. Every detail was flawless until the heavy doors creaked open. All heads turned. A 9-year-old boy stood there, barefoot, dusty, clutching a tiny newborn wrapped in a faded blue blanket. His small chest rose and fell quickly, his eyes wide but unblinking. The laughter stopped. The music died. You could almost hear the heartbeat of the room pause. He looked lost, terrified, but determined. And in that moment, every person in that grand hall, dressed in silk, sequins, and pride, froze in silent disbelief. The bride, Emma, instinctively stepped back. The groom, David, frowned in confusion. The priest looked toward the boy, as if he'd stepped out of another world. The child's voice trembled. "Please, can you help us?" No one moved. Guests began whispering, murmurs spreading like wildfire through the hall. Who was he? Where were his parents? And why did he have a baby with him? A man from the crowd stood. "Hey, kid, this isn't the place." But before he could finish, the boy stumbled forward. His shoes, or what was left of them, scraped against the marble floor. The baby in his arms whimpered softly. "Please," he said again, this time more desperate. "I think she's hungry." Emma's heart tightened. The softness of his voice, the fragile way he held that baby. It cut through the glamour like lightning through glass. She rushed toward him, ignoring the whispers. "Hey," she said gently, kneeling down in her white gown. "It's okay." "What's your name?" He hesitated. "Eli." "And the baby?" His eyes lowered. "Leela." Emma smiled softly, but before she could speak, he blurted out, "She's my sister." Gasps filled the air. The groom took a step forward. "Where are your parents, son?" Eli looked up, his lips trembling. "They're gone. My mom, she told me to come here before she—" His voice cracked. "She said someone here would help us." A chill swept the room. Emma's eyes flickered toward David, whose expression shifted from confusion to something else, recognition. He stepped closer, studying the boy's face. "Your mother," David said quietly. "What was her name?" What Eli clutched the baby tighter. "Anna. Anna Rivers." David froze. The crowd watched as something heavy dropped in the groom's chest. His breath caught, his hands began to shake. He turned pale. "Anna," he whispered. "Oh, God." Emma looked at him, confused. "David, what's going on?" He swallowed hard. "Anna, she used to work for my family years ago. She disappeared suddenly. I didn't know she had children." Eli's eyes filled with tears. She said, "You'd know what to do." David's world tilted. The boy's eyes, brown, deep, filled with unspoken pain. They were familiar. Too familiar. He sank to his knees. "Eli," he said softly. "Your mother and I, we were friends a long time ago. I promised I'd look after her." His voice cracked, guilt thick in his throat. I broke that promise. The crowd was silent. The air seemed to hold its breath. Emma's own heart trembled as she touched Eli's shoulder. "You did the right thing coming here," she whispered. Tears rolled down the boy's cheeks. "She told me to find you before she went to heaven," she said. "You'd keep Leela safe." The baby stirred, tiny fingers clutching his shirt. Emma gently lifted the newborn from his arms. The little one's soft cry echoed through the vast hall. Pure, alive, pleading. Guests who had been filming moments earlier now wiped their eyes. The priest quietly removed his glasses, whispering a prayer under his breath. David stood up slowly, looking at the boy. "Ali," he said softly, "you're not alone anymore." The boy blinked. "But the wedding." David turned toward Emma, who stood holding the baby, her eyes glistening. She smiled faintly. "Maybe this is exactly how it was meant to happen." The audience watched as the groom took the boy's hand, guiding him to stand beside the bride. Emma adjusted her veil, now slightly crumpled, and reached for the baby again. There, at the altar, beneath 1,000 flowers and a sky of chandeliers, the meaning of family changed. A wedding that was meant to celebrate two people had suddenly become something much bigger. The photographer, without even realizing it, began to snap new pictures, not of rings or roses, but of a moment no one could have scripted. The boy looked up at Emma and whispered, "She said, she wanted us to have a home." Emma smiled through her tears. Then she got her wish. And just like that, the violinist began to play again. Not the elegant wedding march, but a gentle lullaby. The kind you'd sing to a child. Guests rose, hands on hearts, some crying, some smiling. The air was full of something invisible yet real. Grace. Outside, sunlight broke through the clouds, spilling gold across the church steps.